Hi, everyone who was hoping to find me on Insight Timer. I do apologize. I'm not quite sure. My camera is working. I don't know what's happening. I'm just texting everyone now on the live chat. I'll see if I can take a picture of my live streaming and send that into the team that are waiting. And we'll see. I don't know how I can do that, but anyway, trying to be technical and I can't be technical at all. Right, studio dot youtube dot com backslash video backslash Hi, Sarah. I am just trying to send out the link to everyone. I'm not technically minded, as you've probably gathered by now. So please bear with me. And I'm just typing in this and putting it into the chat stream. Live. T-R-E-A-M-I-N-G. Search Phyllis Brown. Oh gosh, angels. I definitely need my angels today. Hello, hello. I think some of you are finding me now. Thank you. Hello, Cameron. Hopefully Cameron has got the link. I think there's a few of you coming in now. I've got quite a big catalogue on YouTube. So hopefully you guys will find me, will keep finding me. So anyway, this is when we need the angels, isn't it? This is when we need our angels. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for your hearts. Thank you for first time. I must admit that's the first time I've done a live on Insight Timer. I normally do live on YouTube. It's much easier for me. So thank you for the few of you that have found me. And I'm hoping I've put the link into the Insight Timer chat. So hopefully people will be able to just keep adding in and coming in. Hello, Mona. Mona Lisa, lovely to have you here. Phew. Oh my goodness. Need to bring in some angels just to calm me down. This is always what happens when me and technology, I have to say, I'm a grey brigade person, so, you know, I think I'll soon get used to the technology. So I take it that everyone that has opted to come into the Insight Timer are looking for some answers about angels. So in the message, you can obviously you've put your chats in there. We've got those lovely highs and hellos coming in. So any questions, please feel free to pop those in there, and I'll just read them as we move along. But what has really driven this live conversation about angels is the absolute deluge isn't the right word, but I suppose I'm really taken aback by the wonderful, wonderful feedback and comments that that you guys have sent in from the course. So the course on Insight Timer is just a fraction of the full course that I have on my website, because angels, they are a wonderful energetic force that volunteer to work with us. They volunteer to be part of our lives in many different ways. And it took me a while to understand that, so that I could then share my experiences with people. And it's really wonderful to see some of those comments on the Insight Timer in Angelic Connection course. And I think that's what really drove me to try and do this live conversation with people, just to get some feedback from people, their stories, their connection, their questions, and to possibly help some of you out there with my approach to angels, or my thoughts on angels, or how I incorporate angels. I'm still trying to help people. And to sort of bring in a sense of support. I think for many of us, we can live in a place of isolation. We're surrounded by social media. We're surrounded by, our friends, be they real, imaginary, in our lives, in a real sense, or in our lives digitally. But we can actually be really, really lonely. And I think one of the aspects of working with energy is that you can call upon that at any time. It's always available. It's freely available to us. And angels are part of that whole energetic life force that we have a wonderful privilege to be able to connect to, because we are energetic. We are energetic. Lavender, lovely to see you. And again, thank you for sharing your story about the cherubim. The cherubim, just to get us onto the topic of angels, in the hierarchy realms, cherubim are right up there with the seraphim. Seraphim and cherubim are the highest vibrational angelic life form, if we want to call them a life form. And the cherubim and the seraphim support consciousness, whether it's source energy, God, a Godhead, your Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to call the most supreme energetic life force energy. Then the cherubim is the highest, the highest. Thank you, Lavender. I'm glad you found me from Insight Timer. So what a wonderful blessing. What a wonderful blessing to get an amazing symbol from the cherubim. When it comes to angels, so let's come down the scale of the hierarchy of angels. The angelic realms are sparks of God, and we are sparks of God, or source energy, again, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we are escorted into this world by angelic energy, be it our guardian angel. Some religious platforms, I'll call them a platform, belief systems, they both believe in they believe to what do they believe in? They believe in two angels, if you will. They've got an angel of life and an angel of death. So those are your archangels. And with the archangels, there is an opportunity for us to be in a place where we can know that we are supported by something that is bigger than us, something that shares our journey, something that will be evolving as we evolve. And I feel that this is something that we sort of forget when we get into our day-to-day life, and when we get into our process, there is a sense of, as I say, loneliness. We can feel really weathered by the stresses of just being an adult, being a teenager, being a son, being a mother, being a father, a daughter, whatever your role is in life. And the angels, they can feel all of that. Their journey is really to be part of our journey and to send what it feels like to be a human up into the universe above. There are different angels that have specific roles within the realms of energetic forces, if you will. And so our guardian angel is our personal record keeper, if you will. They're on the journey, they've maybe been on journeys with us before, and they're going to experience something really quite special with us. And I think it's just I think it's wonderful to think about that, just to think about the fact that we have this personal angelic being who is here for our own support. The hierarchy of angels then goes on to our archangels, and they have a wonderful quality to serve humanity. And so when we think about some of the things that are happening globally, the principalities, the virtues, and the thrones, that group of angels are here to help evolution. They're here to look after cities, to look after our well-being. So when we see those war-torn places on earth, and there are plenty of them. The Ukraine isn't the only war that's going on at this point in time. There will be other people or other places impacted. You can call upon the principalities and the powers in particular to help those people, because we feel helpless. We are so extracted and so distant from these events that we feel a little bit helpless, or we get a little bit weary. We become immune to the bad news. And so I think we need to, if we need to contribute to other people's well-being, then we can do that by calling upon the principalities and the powers and sending them in, just to ask them to go into these places. If that makes you feel like you've done something, then you can definitely do something. I'm seeing some questions coming in. I will answer your questions, Lavender Love, absolutely, because you've got some good ones there. When it comes to the thrones, the cherubims, and the seraphims, those are the top choir of angels. So a group of 3 types of angels is a choir of angels. And those angels support that, as I say, those higher realms of energetic life force energy. Whatever it is that you think or you want to call it, they're being supported. And so it's really important that we are aware that humanity as a whole, it has this bridge of light between the physical earth and us as physical forms, and that bridge that spans out into the universe. And our thoughts, our feelings, our vibration can be sort of taken up that elevator, if you will, up through all of the angelic realms and be heard. I think just to answer some of the questions that Lavender and Sander has put in. So angels of ascension would be those archangels, the principalities and the virtues. They would definitely be the angels that would come in for our own spiritual well-being. The archangels in particular are wonderful for our spiritual connection, awareness, and growth. So when we see challenges, if we were to start with Archangel Michael, his task, if you will, is to give us a voice, um, He's going to give us a sense of power, and he's going to give us protection. So if you feel that your voice is not heard in a relationship, in work, in family, whatever it is, then you can call upon Archangel Michael to come and give you that voice, give you that strength. Archangel Uriel is in charge of our soul connection, our soul contract. What have we come here? What have we assigned ourselves in volunteering to become a human? And that's something to think about. We're using these words ascension. So this is our ascension. We volunteer to come here. Archangel Gabriel, I love Archangel Gabriel. He is on the white ray of light. He absolutely is down to earth. He's the angel of harmony and peace. So if you're in situations that are combative, if there are angels that are not angels, but people around you who are, sort of really poke a stick at you and make you roar, then Archangel Gabriel should give you that sense of being able to handle those situations, bringing peace and harmony into it. There's, a finite number of angels, Sander. There there isn't a finite number. Each biblical text, religious text, has an amazing array of angels. And in fact, there is an angelic dictionary out there with thousands of angels in them throughout time. They've sort of extracted and extrapolated all the angelic information out of every religious text. So you could have a look at that. And what I might do on the Opus Soul Facebook page, I'll put a picture of the book. It's my go-to reference. It's a wonderful, big, thick book. It's amazing. Do we have an individual angel? We're back to our guardian angel. That angel that stepped up and volunteered as we volunteered to come onto this earth plane. They volunteered to chaperone us, if you will, on an energetic level. And I think that there's a real sense that in our darkest days or in our darkest hours or moments, we can get a sense or a presence of someone that is in our vista, if you will. To continue with the archangels, because they do have specifics, and I'm reading and I'm doing my bits and pieces, but so we've covered Archangel Michael, Uriel, and Gabriel. Archangel Raphael, the emerald green light, he has this wonderful sense of healing power. He helps us on our path. So whenever we're lost, he will get us back on our path. People use him for healing, but they forget that he can guide us onto the path that we need to be on. Archangel Jophiel, the yellow light of illumination, he definitely helps us with giving us insights into our life purpose. So many of you, my soul purpose meditation on Insight Timer, I think we're up over 21,000 plays, and people really enjoy that meditation, obviously with 21,000 plays, because they get a sense of, I've connected to a being of light, and I'm going to find my path, or I feel I'm back on my path. If you feel lost, if you need your path illuminated, then that will be Archangel Jophiel's job. And illumination, remember, our symbols and signs can be very subtle indeed. So we need to be aware of things coming into our vista, connections through people, symbols and signs, etc., that we think, oh, that's interesting. Then that might be a bit of your path being illuminated. And then the final two archangels, and I'm giving you the archangels names, etc., so that you can really start to look them up. If you want a practical help, then these are the guys that will help you on a day-to-day basis. Archangel Shamuel, unconditional love. And we have to have unconditional love for ourselves. I work with lots and lots and lots of people in my private clinic, and loving themselves is really hard. And they feel like they have a loveless life, but then if they don't love themselves, how can they attract love? Like attracts like. So we need to love ourselves, warts and all, everything about us, we can then attract that love. And Archangel Shamuel on the pink ray of unconditional love will help us do that. He helps us find lost things. He opens up our heart, and he really is that wonderful, soft, compassionate energy. And our final archangel is Archangel Zadkiel. And he is, I'm going to use Lavender Love's phrase of ascension. He is the ascension angel per se. So he helps us transform our lives spiritually. He's a great teacher. He wants us to learn. Along with him, we've got Archangel Metatron and Archangel Sandolphin, and they are absolutely ascension teachers. When you step onto the path of ascension, which is to expand your personal spiritual awareness, your soul journey. Who am I? What am I doing? Where am I? Where am I going? Those are the kind of questions that you start to ask on your spiritual journey. And so those angels would then come in and support that process. I think that angel numbers, double letters from the angels, there's lots of books out there. And I feel that it is a sign that you're being heard, or that you are being guided. I think on sort of with the numerology, I think it's really important that if you have those double letters, you can escalate it or sort of refine it back down to those single numbers and look up those from 1 to 10, because they would be the strongest numbers. But yes, there is something in that. I'm a number 11 or a number 1. In fact, I've got 2 11s in my name. And so that's what I would look up. So there are 3 sacred double letters, numbers, which is 11, 22, and 33. And then you've got your 1 to 10. So those, when you see those angelic numbers, you can bring them down, add them up together until you come to one number, and then go for that absolute definitive numerical definition. You can absolutely do that. And I think that spiritual guides and angels and people who've passed over, these are the questions that I get asked a lot, and I can see we've got a few things that we have got in the chat box there. Our spiritual guides are either ascended masters or angels who are here to help us open ourselves up to our next soul awakening or our soul journey. So we've volunteered to come down here. We volunteered to participate in Earth. We volunteered to be part of something that's bigger. And so it's really important that when you step into that, when you're calling upon your guides, that you're really clear about what it is that you want. It's not really about asking about, we're going to win the lottery. That isn't really what having spiritual guides are about, but it is about, I'm in this tricky situation. What is the best course of action? What's the next seat of learning I have to do? There's no sort of a sort of restricted time in terms of asking angels for help. So you can ask angels for help at any point in time and as many times as you want, because that's their process. Loved ones. So from my mediumship skills and my training, loved ones who have passed over, people will see them as angels. And if they've been an angel in your life, then absolutely. But when we think about our loved ones, they tend to come to us on a level of compassion. They won't necessarily answer our questions. They might give us an indication that they're there. because we miss our loved ones. So for myself, with my grandfather, it was always a smell of Benson Hedges full tar cigarettes, really strong smell of cigarettes. And I'd go, right, that's granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being around me at this point in time. But he wasn't there to elevate my personal soul wisdom because that wasn't his job. His job was my grandfather. And I think that's how I distinguish the difference between loved ones who's passed over and the why they come to us. They just want to let us know that we're not alone. And back to being we're not alone. Whereas angels and spiritual guides, they have volunteered to help us, to help humanity, to help us as individuals, to become the best version of ourselves. And that is our sole purpose. You may want to be a rock star, you may want to be rich and famous, you may want to invent something that everybody needs. It really doesn't matter, because ultimately we want to become the best version, the absolute best version of who we can be in this lifetime. So that's watching who we are and being really present, being present in how we present ourselves, being present in what we're saying to others. To come back to Sanders' question, does the Bible have, what does the Bible have to say about angels? Again, it depends on which religion you are affiliated with or which religion, speaks to you as a person, because different religions have different numbers of angels. So there are some religions where we're only allowed to connect to 4 angels, and I'm not going to get in and naming those religions because I don't want to take away from anyone's faith. Whereas there are some religions, some texts, where we have 11, 12, 15 archangels. I think, Sandra, if I was you, I would create a personal relationship with my angels. I would try and test some of the archangels that we talked about. So if you're in a situation, Sandra, where you're being really challenged and you need to speak up, then call upon Archangel Michael to help you. If you are in a situation where you need to be forgiving and you need to put some old pain away, then call upon Archangel Shamuel to help you deal with that, to help you move on. And I think that it is it is a process, a habit that if you can develop, and I can see some of you are really connected to your angels, then that's a wonderful place to be. So, Sandra, back to what if there's none? So again, that's back to, I suppose, mediumship. So if I was to go back to my training in mediumship, all mediums do globally is proof of life after death. So it's about bringing forward someone who's passed away. It's about describing them, their characteristics, the age when they died, and maybe some of their personality traits. And that's all a medium should be doing. That's the really specific training. And I'm from the UK, and that's really where mediumship started. So it's about proof, isn't it? It's about proof, Sander. I think for myself, on a personal level, I'll give you an instant, which I believe was angel-led. And I was driving home from work and the traffic was backed up. It was just chock-a-block on both sides. So it was one lane going one way going the other way. So it was a really narrowish road. And it was chock-a-block, and I was only doing about, I don't know, 10 miles an hour, snail's pace. You could walk faster. And in my head, it's just like, slow down. And I'm like, well, I can't really slow down much more. And they're going, slow down. And I'm going, but I can't slow down. I'm going slow. And they're going, slow down. I'm going, oh, I can't. I just took my foot off the accelerator bit by bit by bit. And then the phrase came, leave a gap. I'm going, oh, well, yeah, I could leave a gap. Yep, I could leave a gap. I'll actually just stop. I'll let the other car move forward and then I'll leave a gap. And I thought, okay, I'll leave a gap. And then bang, just, I can't even describe how instantly this accident happened. And it was a van on the other side of the oncoming traffic. The driver had fallen asleep, had crashed into the car directly in front of me, pushed it up onto the embankment. And unfortunately, the driver of that car had passed away. It was a father and son. And so I had left a gap and I could stop. And I stopped my car instantly, got out of my car. People were driving past, couldn't believe it because the truck was in front of me. And I went to the truck and I said, please don't move. You've been in a car accident. Stay in your car. And I went to the other one and I went to the son and I said to him, please just look at me. Please just look at me. You've been in a car accident. I'll hold your hand. And I put my thoughts out to the angels. I went, oh my gosh, I need help. Angels, angels, angels. I really, really, really need help. I really need help. And out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, at the very back of the traffic jam, a good mile away, not an ambulance per se, but a people carrying ambulance with some paramedics in it. I don't even know how they managed to get to us, but they drove in and out of the traffic, and they came and they dealt with the accident. And I think for myself, I felt that was angel-led. I do literally feel that it was my guardian angel saying to me, "This is not your time, so you need to slow down. You really, really need to slow down. This is not your time." A guardian angel will step in when it isn't your time. If it is your time, it is your time to depart this world, and we can't change that process. And that's hard. That's hard when you've lost people that you've loved. But I think for me, at that particular point in time, at that particular second of leaving a gap for this van to appear and, whatever took place, that was proof to me, Sandra, I have to say. That was that process of, okay, so the dots are all joining. It wasn't my time to go. Someone was talking to me. I think it must have been my angel. I hope it was my angel. And so that then led to this, I think, a real connection, an absolute connection with the universal laws of cause and effect, the universal energetic force fields that are out there that we can listen to, and that they give us guidance. We just need to be aware of it. And I think that's something that you need to develop. So for yourself, Sander, you maybe need to adopt some of the Abraham Hicks teachings. I don't know if you're aware of Abraham Hicks. Jerry and Esther Hicks. Jerry has now passed away. Esther is still out there. So she asks for proof every single day that the universe is listening, every single day. And she'll ask something in the morning and then she'll wait for it to come. So why can't you do that? Why is that something, Sandra, that I think you could possibly do? If it's something really random, if it's about hearing from someone that you haven't heard from for quite some time, if it is something that you want to happen in your life, then you can ask the angels to bring it forward to you. But faith in what we're doing is something that challenges us completely. And again, I'm back to being, because we feel so lonely. And when we feel lonely, we can get disconnected. And when we feel disconnected, life just becomes really difficult. But when we open ourselves up to the possibility, just the smallest possibility of being heard, of being supported beyond our physical family. They're not going to judge us. Our family always judge us, or our friends always judge us. So if this is a private dialogue between you and the angelic realms, then that's awesome. That's really awesome. And then people go, gosh, everything goes your way. How are you doing that? You go, it's my secret. I've got this secret process going on. So think about what is going on. I think when we do get a connection with our angels. I think for myself, it felt, yes, I suppose it was about not being lonely. And I think if I was to reflect back on my childhood, I had a really lonely childhood. My father died when I was 4, and I was never really part of a process with the family. So I had to sort of make my own way, and I had to develop my own structure and my own connections. So being connected to the unseen world was really easy for me. And it's something that just has never ceased happening. So have a think about all of that. I don't have an angelic connection specifically on Insight Timer. However, on the Opus Soul community website, there will be in the meditations, in the spiritual meditations, you'll find an angel one in there. And I think it is a privilege. It's a real privilege to know that we don't have to be alone, and that we do have this amazing connection. So with this particular talk, we've talked about what our angels are. We've talked about who they are. Oh, black angels. Excellent question. I'll come to that in a minute. We've talked about the angel rays. So we've got blue, yellow, pink, white, green, ruby, and violet. If you can't remember an archangel's name, then download those colors. Just say, I want to be in a blue ray, and Archangel Michael will be there. I want to be in a green ray of healing. I want to know where I'm going. Put me on my path. Archangel Raphael will be there. And we can ask our angel. So this is another thing we need to think about. People have been asking, can I ask them too much? Can I overuse them? There's no limit to the number of times that you ask an angel, but you have to ask the angel. They won't interfere and they won't intervene unless you are in a life-threatening situation and it isn't your time to pass over. So you have to either ask an angel or you invoke an angel if you're in dire need of help. So if you're in a life-threatening situation, then you invoke an angel and they will be there immediately. And it's really as simple as, I now invoke all of the angels. You can invoke all of them and just say, you've got to help me. I'm in dire need of help and support. So if you find yourself overwhelmed, overpowered by someone, then invoke an angel, and it's that instant connection. Black angels. So again, this is a really interesting topic. You're asking really amazing questions. I'm loving it. Thank you so much. Black angels. Okay, so we have Lucifer. Lucifer is an angel of God, a spark of God. In fact, Lucifer means the brightest star in heaven. That is the name. That is the actual description of his name, Lucifer. And he was very proud. He was a little bit pompous, from what I've read in my text. And in fact, he wanted to outshine everyone. And there was a sort of an upset in the balance of the angelic realms, apparently. So he was exiled to walk the lower planes of the earthly planes. So Lucifer was sent down into the earthly planes, if you will, to walk amongst us, and to help us get back on the right path. So we've got the good angel and the bad angel on either shoulder. We've got those consciousnesses that are on our shoulders. And Lucifer, with his angelic guides, his team, will help us get back onto the right path. Now, obviously, the name Lucifer has been adapted and moved into all sorts of connotations of, the underworld, darkness, blackness, devil worship, all of that processes. But actually, as an angel, he is an angel, and he is considered a black angel, because he took his personality just too far. He didn't want to be a team player. He wanted to outshine everyone. And you can look up the meaning of the name Lucifer. It is the brightest star in heaven. He was then banished to walk amongst us and to help us still, to find our path, back to, to a place. Do I find performing rituals a benefit connecting to your angels? It's really interesting. In the full course, there are lots of little rituals in there. So for the likes of Archangel Uriel, the definition of his name, he is the flame of God. So the exercise in that is to get yourself a candle, decorate the candle, dedicate it to Archangel Uriel, and to light that candle, and meditate with that. So that in itself is a small ritual. The exercise for Archangel Michael is to create a shield, to create a motto, if you will. And so there's a page in there with a shield, and to fill that in terms of the qualities that Archangel Michael can give you, the strength, the courage, and protection. So what would your shield look like? So I would say, Mona Lisa, it is quite good to have little rituals if that strengthens your connection, especially if you're just about to go into a meditation. And I think there's a process there that if it helps you develop faith, the angels are there by doing a little bit of a ritual, then hopefully over time you might not need to do a ritual. You'll just ask for your angels and they will always be there. So I think that's a really wonderful thing to sort of develop. And as I say, the full course on Opus Soul has all of those little ritualistic type exercises, which are there to help the students develop that connection. So it is really good. Yes, Lavender Love, Uriel is Uriel, and all the angels, EL, any name ending in EL, like Rachel, Michael, all of that means you're closer to God. That's the ethos around the EL spelling. Right. Does it happen when one's sole purpose becomes diverted? If this is a question you can answer in this talk. So we're back to talking about the black angels, I think, Sander. Would that be, I think that's what you're asking. So I think I want to go back to the consciousness, okay? I want to go back to the good angel, the bad angel. It's often depicted in movies. So we've got that dark and the light, and we all have dark and light in our personality. And we can, beyond our life path. Okay. So we can get diverted off of our life path. We are always open to external influences, and I hope I'm on the right track here, Sandra. We can always get pulled and pushed by external influences. But we have to be aware that our life lessons don't define us. They can't define us because we have to define ourselves. So we have to come back to who we are in a sense. So if I was to, again, I'll revert back to a story that might help put some context around some of the questioning. So my father died when I was 4. And we had a succession of stepfathers, 3 in total. And so I just always use stepfather 1, 2, and 3. So stepfather 1 was a very young chap when he joined us, not much older than myself and my sister, really. He was pushed, sort of fell into this world of 2 teenage children. My mum was pregnant with his child, so he had a new baby, and it was just really fraught. It was actually really fraught. He became an alcoholic just through the pressures of being with us. And I've had to do an awful lot of forgiveness work on this personally for my behavior towards him. So I've had to really take ownership of who I was. And he was quite a violent alcoholic. And so my from 13 to 16, really, those 3 years were just filled with violence. And I was that piggy in the middle. My sister was too old, my brother was too young, and I was the one in the middle just right. And it's that process of what did he bring me? And I thank him. I do thank him because he made me set boundaries. I don't tolerate domestic violence, and that was one of the rules I set out with my partner. We've been married 40 years. No domestic violence. I don't tolerate violence outside through colleagues or disrespectful behavior. So I will speak up. He made me really stubborn because he would just challenge me, and I would just, in that teenage process, dig my heels in, and I would just rile back to him and battle with him. And so he made me really, really stubborn, a huge sense of determination. So when I was kicked out of the house at the age of 16, then that was it. It was just like challenge accepted. So I need a home, I need a wage, and I need to get fed. I need my three survival things met. And I went and became a nanny for a doctor's family. And I think that is a process where I do feel angelically blessed in that point, because I did get to some really, really, really dark places in that point in time where I just didn't want to be here at all. And I used to sleep with a knife under my pillow and all of that stuff, all that really dramatic stuff. But I felt that he gave me a lot of life lessons in a very short period of time that I then was able to utilize. And so when I went in from one experience to another where I was faced with a bully, it was just like, "Oh, I'll deal with you really quickly." And I got that process going. I think when we're pushed beyond our life path, when circumstances come up and they get us to that thin edge, thin edge of the wedge. We're right down, we've got no resources left, we can't see a path out, we can't see a way out. Calling upon your angels ultimately can put you back on that path, and give you a sense, again, I'm back to this, not feeling lonely. Um, and I think it's just that a process that you need to go through. Um, and that, I suppose, is how powerful angels are. I think for myself, I'd sort of forgotten all about my angels until I was in my 40s, and I was really ill, and my husband took me down to the seaside, just to get me out of the house, really. And we sat outside a shop, and I said, "Wow, that would be an amazing crystal shop." And within 15 minutes, he'd rented the shop. And it just so happened that the owner was over from France. He happened to be on the street at the same time, talking to his other tenants. And the guy said, yeah, of course you can have the shop. So within a month, I'd handed in my job notice and started my crystal shop. And the angels just kept coming in. And it was a process of people asking for angels, asking for books, statues, crystals that looked like angels. You can get those little carved angel statuettes. And so that was me back in that whole process of being in the realms of angels, and really seeing what the universe had to offer. And we talked about ascension earlier on. That was my ascension. That was absolute faith and trust of leaving a guaranteed wage and opening a shop and not having a guaranteed wage. Will people come? Will they come? How will, what will the reaction be? And the shop was supported right from day one, which was really wonderful. So I don't know if I've answered your question, Sandra, but I think there is a point where all of us get pushed off of our path. There'll be a reason for that. There will be a learning lesson for that, and then we come back on our path. And we have to allow ourselves not to be defined by our past, because that's just a moment in time. It's just an instant of time. Um, it has to be, we have to, I suppose, chalk that up to experience is a phrase that we use, and redefine ourselves to the person that we want to be. So, what if there's no reason or not a purpose beyond it? I think, again, really deep questions there. There's always there's always a reason. You may not understand the reason at the time, or you may not understand the purpose. But sometimes we need to just take an overview. We need to step back and we need to go, so what was that all about? And if we timeline, if you draw a line in the sand or on a piece of paper and we timeline, okay, so these are the major events in my life. And then we do another timeline underneath that and we write, well, who did I become? I became stronger. I met this person. I became more skilled. I re-educated myself, etc. What does each challenge in our lives then force us into doing or becoming? And I think for myself, with the forgiveness work with stepfather number one, that was that was really difficult because I had to actually acknowledge that I was a really horrible brat of a child. And, we don't want to acknowledge that that we can be horrible, that we can be nasty, that we can, do things that cause us a sense of shame, cause us a sense of, pain even. And so having to do that, then that I think that's a really cool thing. It will put some of those harder issues where we've been pushed off of our life path, we'll put it into perspective. Forgiveness work will do that. Can we call upon an angel on behalf of another person? You can ask an angel to protect someone. But remember, the person that you're directing that angel to, they need to be open to angels and be open to having an energetic support. So, sending a prayer, we pray for people all of the time. And it's something that we really, I suppose we develop the habit of praying. We send, "Oh, I'll pray for you," we'll say. Or, we send emojis of praying and sending hugs and kisses. And there's the little emojis of angels, and we send them out to each other. So as long as it's done unconditionally, we can't send an angel in to go, I really want him to become a much nicer person, or I want to send Archangel Shamuel in, the angel of unconditional love, to make him love me. We can't do any of that. But we can send an angel in to say, I just want you to lovingly support this person at this point in time. Absolutely. That would be okay. That would definitely be okay. So, have a think about the check, put your ego into check and have a think about the purpose of sending an angel into someone's life. As long as it isn't for your advantage, we can't take advantage of the angels like that. But we can definitely, again, the principalities, the powers, and the virtues, sending them out into the universe to support people who really need that, then absolutely you can do that. You can do that without a shadow of a doubt. But it needs to be those higher angelic realms. And again, if someone is really struggling, that's their journey, and we would be witnessing that struggles. But it would be up to your partner to define their struggles and to find a way through what is the root cause of those struggles, and what support mechanism would then help them um, deal with those struggles or move beyond those struggles. Remember, we need to come back to self. We need to become the best version of ourselves. So we're coming up to that point where I feel I'm being guided to take you into a meditation. Before I go, for those of you who've been asking about ascension, dark angels, spiritual connections, etc. And On the Ascension in particular, there is a lovely little TV show on Netflix, amongst the hundreds of thousands that they have. And it's called The Good Place. It's got a fantastic cast. Kristen Bell and Ted Danson are the key players. And it's all about ascension. And it's all about becoming the best version. If you've seen it, Sandra, you'll know that they reincarnate, they reincarnate, they reincarnate, they reincarnate, always becoming the best version of themselves. So if you are really interested it's a very clever show. It's a very, very, very clever show. It's beautifully scripted, but it will give you a really modern take of the ascension process and the soul's journey and the lessons that we learn as we incarnate and as we pass over. So so I would highly recommend that. It's not angelically focused, but it's ascension focused, and it will help you understand energy and understand self and becoming the best version of yourself. And Kristen Bell is awesome because she really struggles to become the best version, because it's easy to go into old habits and stay the old version. So that's just a little pointer that you can go to. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful show. You'll really love it. Great comedy, great script, and beautifully, beautifully filmed. So we're going to go into a meditation. And our meditation, I'm not going to give you a specific angel. You can call upon your guardian angels. If you've got a pen and paper handy, it might be quite good. If you've got your phones, then you might type some notes just to really focus your mind for going in. So we've got our angels. So that's our guardian angels. We've got our archangels. We can call upon them. Principalities, they deal with large cities, institutions, and the powers, they deal with the scientific realms, the medical realms, and the virtues deal with our ascension. We've got the dominions. Okay, there we've got the dominions who sort of oversee humanity as a whole, and then the thrones, the cherubims, and the seraphims. They are all part of the process that takes sort of supports that higher energetic field. An angel for sickness would be Archangel Raphael. And that would be on the green ray, Sandra. So in our meditation, if you don't remember Raphael, then just surround yourself in emerald green. That would be the angel for sickness. So blue ray is for strength, courage, and communication. The yellow ray is for illumination. If you want to find a way onto a path, then do that. The pink ray is unconditional love and forgiveness. Do you need to find love for yourself? Do you need to forgive other people? Do you need to forgive yourself? Do you need to forgive yourself? I had to forgive myself and forgive my stepfather. The white ray is for peace and harmony. Are you in a process where you need to bring some peace and harmony? Is it family feuds? Is it relationship issues? Is it work colleagues? What is it? The white ray, peace and harmony. The green ray is for health, for finding our path. And the ruby ray is for our soul contracts. How are we fulfilling our soul contracts? Have we actually met some of the aspects that we volunteered to come here for? And then we have, that's right, Gabriel is the white ray. And then we have the violet ray. So the violet ray, maybe Sander, I'm just thinking, the violet ray with Archangel Zadkiel transmutes negative energy into positive energy. He takes anything that we're burdened with and he will transmute it up into the heavens for higher healing, whilst bringing in a teaching level that will get you onto that next ascension process. So he's the ascension angel. So I want you to think about either the colors or the angels, and we're going to really focus on this meditation. So I want you to just find a place where you can just really support yourself. If you're sitting in your chair, feet on the ground, if you want to take a moment to lie on a sofa or on the floor or whatever, it's you just make sure that you feel really supported. We're going to think about the color. So I'll go through the colors again. So thinking about an angel ray. If it's the blue ray, just start to bring that in, royal blue. Yellow ray. The pink ray, that's soft baby pink. The white ray, pure white, bright light. The green ray is that wonderful emerald green. And then that ruby ray, that rich, rich, deep ruby red. And then the violet, that soft lavender color. So just thinking about those colors, just thinking about relaxing now, just relaxing your body. And just breathing in the color that you've chosen. So just opening your mind, your body, your soul, just breathing in the color. Breathing out. Just relaxing your shoulders as you breathe out. We begin to relax our mind by thinking of this color. Just see the color in your third eye, in your mind's eye. And breathing in that color, breathing the color in. And breathing it out, filling up your auric field, that wonderful safe space beyond you. Just breathing in and out, nice and gently. Feeling connected, feeling loved. And as we bring in that sense of connection, I want you to allow that color to form a wonderful cushion of light around you. So just to imagine, see or feel that color to the front of you and behind you, to your left side or right side, above and below. And as we connect to this wonderful tube of light, I want you to be aware of your muscles just relaxing even further. And as you relax your muscles, relaxing your body, that color becomes more vivid, more incandescent around you. You're absolutely glowing in this angelic light. And you can feel a sense of warmth and connection just coming into your body, into your heart space. And I would love you to imagine that that color is flowing into the earth below. Just allow the color to cascade from the soles of your feet down through the layers of rock and sand and water. It doesn't matter if you're in a high rise or in a bungalow, wherever you are, that beautiful ray of light will find its way into the earth below, down into Mother Earth. It's making you feel grounded, connected. And then when we feel connected, we take our thoughts up to our crown chakra. And I'd like you to visualize, see, or feel a beam of light from your crown going up into the heavens above. Going up, up, up into the heavens. You can send this to a star, a planet, going up, up, up. And you become completely connected to Father Sky and Mother Earth. You create a wonderful union between the two of you. And your body is becoming even more relaxed. For this journey today, I would like you to visualize that you are in a white space. This space feels like you're floating, but you're completely safe because you're grounded and you're connected. You're on a white platform, and around you is white, bright light. And this bright white light is a connection to source energy. As you look around your space, you may see that there is a seat or a bench for you to sit on or recline in. And as you take your place, you're going to call upon the wonderful angel that you've chosen to connect with, be it your guardian angel or an archangel. And I would like you to see or feel a sense of energy making its way towards you in the light that you have chosen, in the color that you have chosen. So you can feel their sense of strength and compassion and their divine love for you as you are a spark of the divine. They may feel familiar, but as they draw close to you, you're feeling a sense of connection, you're feeling safe, and you're feeling deeply, deeply relaxed. In this place of stillness, you can ask your angel anything that is causing you a sense of stress in your life. This can range from personal relationships to work relationships to families to needing confidence to find a new job or to start a project. This is your opportunity to connect to the divine angelic realms and gain an insight to the next steps that you need to take. And be sure to ask your questions about your next steps. I'm going to leave you just for a few moments to connect with your angel. And this is your opportunity to create a sense of connection, to start building up a sense of trust with the angels. If you're feeling a little bit lost, if you've forgotten how to identify with yourself, I'm going to ask the angel to give you a symbol or a token that you can call upon at any time. This is your personal tool to reconnect to yourself. And I'm going to ask them to give you that symbol or sign now. Your angel may give you a healing in which they will alleviate some of the emotional or mental pressures that you're under. You may feel a sense of warmth, heat, pressure. But we're going to allow the process so that you can feel unburdened. And they're going to do that now. And you're going to take a breath in, breathing in, breathing out. You're going to say to yourself every day and every way, my angelic connection becomes stronger and stronger. Breathing in, breathing out. You're going to say to yourself every day and every way, I will become better and better. Breathing in, breathing out. Your angel is going to leave you at this time. This is your opportunity to remember your thoughts and your feelings, the sensations that you felt during your meditation. And we start to bring our energy back into our meditation space. So we very gently, very calmly pull our energy down from the heavens above, pulling our wonderful tube of light down, down, down into our crown, bringing back our consciousness, bringing back our sense of self with those thoughts, those feelings, those memories of our meditation. We pull the roots up from the earth below, bringing in that sense of groundedness back into our physical body. And our body absorbs the color of the angel, that tube of light, being absorbed into our physical being, helping really secure that sense of connection, but the healing that you were giving today. Just feel that wonderful cushion of light being absorbed into your body. You're feeling completely relaxed, totally grounded back into your physical being. I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in, really breathing in, breathing out. Just moving your shoulders, your neck, your hands, your feet, just bringing that circulation back. Your body is feeling heavier and heavier. And just opening your eyes, just gently, just coming back into your meditation space, coming back into the here and now. Well, I hope you found that helpful, and it's great that we're recording this live on YouTube, because I will put it on my channel. So you are more than welcome to come back and just skip forward to 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 10 minutes, and or 1 hour, I think 5 minutes, and participate in the meditation again. It's just been amazing to share some of my angelic teachings with you. It's been really lovely that you found me after my mishap on Insight Timer. I really, really, really do apologize for that. I don't know why Insight Timer didn't connect with my camera. I obviously have one. And if there are any questions, anything you want to ask, what I'm going to do is I'll re-edit the video. I'll put the links to the website and to the community hub, which is where students tend to ask me questions on Facebook, so that you can do that. But also on YouTube, this will be live. And if you've got any questions, you can ask questions as you go forward. So thank you so much for allowing me to share my passion with you. I love angels, as you could tell. And it's just been really wonderful that that you have managed to migrate over to YouTube. And everyone that's landed here are obviously the people that really needed to hear about angels today. So thank you so much. I will say goodbye to you all. Angel blessings. Enjoy the rest of the day or evening or wherever you are in the world. And I hope to see you possibly on one of my classes, on the meditation app that we have on the website, whatever. It would be great to reconnect for our next live session. So until then, take care for now. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. It's been an absolute joy. Bye for now.